15, and then he's going to get another 15, so there's 30 eggs in his deck. Arcane Focus is pretty good. Ugh. That is not, however. So Fentio is legendary, so we're going to play another one of these out so we can block. Tarantula, come on. Almost half your deck is eggs. Ugh. RN Jesus, why? I think he can shift at instant speed, which means we're dead. Alright, well, that could have gone worse. Oh, crap. I should have counter magicked that. I just wasn't thinking and clicked. Well, his deck is mostly eggs now. His deck has 121 cards in it, most of which are tarantula eggs. So we've got that going for us. What does this cards do? You revert target troop cost 3 less than a crypt and then put that troop into your hand. So we're going to rise again this guy because it lets us put Fentio back into our hand. Yes. We're going to put Fentio back into our hand. Good lord, he still hasn't hit a tarantula egg. Come on, RN Jesus, we've been so good this year. Oh. Are there even eggs in there? There's 120 cards in his deck, over half of which are eggs. Shift is always basic. Good, that's what I thought. So how exactly are you... So resources in this game, when you play a shard, you gain a total resource, and then they give you different thresholds. As long as you meet the threshold requirement, you can cast as many cards as you meet the threshold requirement for, and you have resources to play. So instead of like manually tapping lands, like if you have exactly 2 Sapphire threshold, and you have... So if you have exactly 2 Sapphire threshold, and you have 6 resources, you could play both counter magics. Yeah, so the eggs are tarantula eggs, and when he draws them, I get a tarantula, which is a 5/5 that destroys a troop on his side of the battlefield. And when he draws an egg, he discards it and draws another card, so likely he's just going to hit a giant pocket of eggs, and we're going to have an entire board full of tarantulas here very soon. Because at the beginning of the turn here, we double the amount of eggs in his deck. So now his deck's going from 120 cards to 196 cards, which means there's 140 tarantula eggs in his deck right now, or more. So we're just going to hard cast Reese. I don't think Bring to Light Scapeshift was well positioned before Eldrazi, and I don't think it'll be positioned after. Yep, I know, it's a great... I love the spider mechanic. And Brood Baron, he still missed! Brood Baron, actually, he's just going to lose next turn, I think. Because Brood Baron, when there's over 250 eggs in his deck, he loses the game. So next turn, Brood Baron's going to put 1,000,000 eggs into his deck. Yeah, we just auto-win by Baron when conditioned. Yeah, so he's dead. It's the first time I've done that. So we won the game there. It's less fun than flipping over a bunch of tarantulas, but so there was over 280 spider eggs in our opponent's deck. All right, so boarding. He's got a lot of cheap idiots, so Rockcast is pretty good. Inquisition seems pretty medium. He doesn't seem like he has a lot of removal. Vampire Kiss is probably fine. He has a number of things that have like 2 toughness and less, and we want to be killing his guys. Yeah, I think I'm going to cut the Inquisitions and one of the counter magics and just like be able to interact with the board more consistently. Yeah, I think I like this. They posted a tweet They posted a tweet over 3 hours ago saying that it was an estimated 4 hours downtime. So hopefully it'll be up after this match. Yep, I don't think we ever mulligan a hand that has turn 3 Fentio in it. Just like every time. Snapping them off. Especially with Arcane Focus on 1, hopefully refine, removal spell or event on 2. The problem is you'd have to have more sleeves to add cards to your opponent's deck, which is the issue. Spam away at a billion eggs, that would be funny. I'm just getting another cantrip for now. I don't think I want counter magic at this current point in the game. Not really. Gideon is a uniquely powerful card. Well, that was a great draw. So now, instead of cantripping this turn, we get to go ahead and tunnel a Reese. God, this is just like the best start for this deck. We had turn 2 tunnel Reese, turn 3 Fento. Oh, we're entering downtime 1 hour after this tweet. Okay, sure. That's fine. I can just win some more gauntlets. I'm 11 and 2 in gauntlets with this deck so far. It's kind of sweet. We have it's not just inverse mill. We actually have a combo in our deck that mills them out. So Reese gets a counter. Play Fento. So this guy's invincible now? Yeah. Thankfully, we can just get some big idiots to block this. Reese is a little bit of time yet. He has a kill. That's sad. So he shifts onto there. We're taking 5. We're actually pretty far behind this game. We're going to cantrip here. Another Fento's good. And lets us... Okay, an Azure Fate Sorceress is actually our combo. So if we can get some eggs into his deck, we probably have a pretty good shot here. So again, the combo in this deck is we put some Tarantula eggs into the opponent's deck with Fentio, and then Azure Fate Sorceress mills them, and the Tarantula eggs trigger when they draw or go into his discard pile, and then Azure Fate inspires the Tarantulas to also mill him. So if you get like 6 to 9 eggs in their deck, and he has a Martyr, so that plan is no longer on the table. That's sad. So we're taking 5, 6, 7 here if he wants to pump. Yeah, and he does, so we're going to 11. So we're not dead next turn, thankfully, and that costs 0 because he has, when this enters play, it deals damage. That's really strong. Alright, so we might be dead. So we have to hope that Reese finds some really mad robots, basically. So Azure Fate can come in and chump block the guy with fire breathing next turn. That gives all of his guys plus power. Sure. So we can attempt to chump block this. If he doesn't have a removal spell, we go to 3. If he has a removal spell, we're dead. He does not have a third removal spell, so that's, you know, it's okay. So we're at 3. So we have a kill, and we have Reese. So if Reese put target troop and a crypt into play under your control, that's very good. Alright, so now we probably need to hit a removal spell too. Vamp Kiss would be great because it gives us a life buffer as well. Vamp Kiss. Shard. Probably not going to do it because now I have to kill that, and then he just gets to bring it into play. So we have to hit a flying robot. I think we're just dead. Yeah, and we hit a worker bot. Alright, game 3. I wonder if I want Inquisition after seeing how that game played out. Yeah, I'm going to trim some of the top end here. Bring in, cut one of the combo pieces and bring in Inquisition on the play. Cunning Shard. So, Cunning Shard doesn't give you a temporary charge the turn you play it, and it only gives you one of the 2 thresholds. You choose between the 2 thresholds. So it can give you Blood or Sapphire, but it can't give you both. And it doesn't give you the temporary charge that turn, so you can't actually use the resource it provides until the following turn. People keep asking about Eerie Interlude, and they don't understand that we didn't play Ghost Away. We didn't play Ghost Away, and we're not going to play Eerie Interlude. Those type of cards are win more effects. They're only good when you're already ahead on the board. Ah, this hand is so good with 2 blood. This hand is medium, but it's a keep. It's like, it was funny. I remember when I was playing Pillar of Flame in one of my modern decks when Birthing Pod was really popular, and they reprinted Magma Spray in Standard, and everyone was like, "Oh, are you gonna play the instant speed Pillar of Flame now instead of Pillar of Flame?" And it's like, Magma Spray's a reprint, and we weren't playing it before, so we're not gonna play it now that it's been reprinted. So. He has another shard call. This hand needs some help for sure. Card we can't cast. We don't have double blood. So this hand needs to draw spells and shards, so it's definitely not in a good spot. There are burn decks in Hex. Azure Cannon is a blue-red burn deck. There's also several mono-red variations, and there's a one-drop red aggro deck. That is just a 3/2, so you get to kiss it goodnight. Good night, my sweet prince. So Kiss does 2 damage to something, and you gain 2 life, which is great. Blood? Yeah, called shots. Most of his things cost 3 or less, so this is going to be pretty good. And then we get to play Brood Baron next turn, which there are actually Spiderling eggs in his deck. This put 2 Spiderling eggs in his deck, and then this will put 2 more in. Benvolio Burn. There's also Not just Benvolio, but there's another one that's been kind of popular too. I